So lads, today the referees gave the report on the situation, and it's even worse. It's even worse than I imagined, and it was pretty grim. Like, it was a pretty grim overall, it was a pretty grim overall.
What if I told you the biggest threat to the Indiana Fever isn't another team, it's the refs? Yeah, we're not talking bad officiating like a missed call here or there. We're talking full-on sabotage, the kind that makes you wonder if someone's secretly getting paid and Caitlin Clark can't win coupons. After a game so one-sided it felt like watching a scripted drama, Fever fans are fuming. Players are fed up, and whispers of a league boycott are turning into full-blown chants. This isn't a conspiracy theory, it's a crisis on full display.
I mean, you would think with what they say coming into the season, Kathy was made it her business to let them know that, referees is going to be getting assessed for this next season and make sure they're making the right, proper calls. Man, at this point, we need NBA refs all the time, bro. I don't want these YMCA, junior league, high school ass referees, bro. We need real life refs because as of right now, they're costing the Indiana Fever major games that they definitely need to win.
The Indiana Fever, a team fighting tooth and nail for every win, just got mugged in plain sight on national television, and the culprits wore stripes. You'd think with all eyes on the WNBA this season, thanks largely to a certain No. 22 from Iowa, the league would be on its best behavior. Instead, it's looking more like a rigged improv show where Caitlin Clark plays the role of the hero and the refs keep rewriting the script mid-scene. So now the question isn't, did they mess up? It's how much longer are players supposed to put up with this before someone walks away for good?
Watching the WNBA and seeing how things are run, seeing how things are done, and after you've seen what it looks like to get it right, and you come in and see something looking really wrong, you're going to call it out. It is what it is. You're going to be critical of players. If they do something shady or classless, you're going to call that out.
Because right now, the WNBA isn't just in hot water, it's boiling over. This wasn't just a rough game, it was the tipping point. When the Indiana Fever took on the New York Liberty, fans expected a battle. What they got instead was a circus, with the refs juggling calls like they were allergic to fairness. Liberty players hit the free throw line a whopping 32 times. The Fever, barely half that. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was the way those calls played out. Caitlin Clark got clocked, shoved, shoulder checked, and face snatched with about as much referee interest as a tumbleweed in a ghost town. Meanwhile, a Liberty player could sneeze and get rewarded with a trip to the line. The crowd saw it, the broadcaster saw it, even folks casually flipping channels saw it. And when Coach Stephanie White lost it on the sidelines, no one blamed her. Because it felt like we all collectively watched the refs pull out a script titled "Indiana Can't Win" and stick to it like it was gospel.
I wanted to share with you guys an article that I found that honestly gives us so much insight into the WNBA referees, how they are hired, how much they make. And there's one section that really stood out to me, and they break down essentially why they are making the calls that they make. And they also talk about the influx of new fans flooding to the WNBA. They talk about Caitlin Clark a little bit. This article to me was really telling. It actually came out in January, but it was published by SB Nation, and it's entitled "How WNBA Referees Are Scouted, Trained, and Held Accountable."
The missed calls weren't just frequent, they felt intentional. It was the kind of game that doesn't just leave a team frustrated, it leaves an entire fan base ready to riot. This wasn't basketball, this was a robbery with 3 whistles and no remorse. Let's talk about the real headline here. Caitlin Clark is being hunted on the court like she owes somebody money. This rookie doesn't just have a target on her back, she's got a neon "Hit Me" sign taped to her jersey. Every game she gets picked up full court, blitzed on screens, elbowed mid-drive, and slapped on follow-throughs. And what do the refs do? Sip imaginary tea and look the other way. The crazy part? Caitlin's not even flopping. She's eating real contact, the kind that would have most players asking for a sub, and she's powering through it like it's just another Tuesday. But when she so much as breathes too hard in the paint, blow the whistle, charge, technical, At this point, it feels like the officials are testing how far they can push her before she snaps, and yet she keeps showing up, keeps playing hard, and keeps getting punished for being, well, great.
This is what the referee said happened. Why was JC Sheldon's foul upgraded to flagrant one? In the judgment of the officials, the foul by Sheldon was unnecessary. The contact to Clark's face. Furthermore, there was a wind-up and impact, and the contact to face carries potential for injury. How did you come to the conclusion that that is a flagrant one? How did you come up to the conclusion that it was unnecessary? There was a wind-up, and it was to the face. The three of them that is a flagrant 2. By definition, you've described a flagrant 2.
It's giving star player tax, but in reverse. Instead of protection, she's getting hazed like she's trying to join a secret society of WNBA vets only. The league asked for a superstar. They got one. Now they're acting like they don't know what to do with her. It's not just unfair, it's embarrassing. When Stephanie White finally snapped, it wasn't just a coach losing her temper. It was every frustrated fan yelling through her. She didn't just get mad, she transformed into a one-woman protest march on the sideline. Pacing, pointing, yelling, turning redder by the second like a human stop sign. This wasn't some coach trying to show off. It was a live-action TED Talk on how to lose your sanity in 4 quarters or less. Because what she saw wasn't just bad officiating, it was insulting. Her star player was getting tossed around like a beach ball at a summer concert, and the whistles stayed buried like they were on vacation. You could almost hear her inner voice screaming, "Are you serious?" every time a call or 10 was missed. She didn't need a mic. Her outrage echoed loud enough, and honestly, she had receipts.
Lost control of the game.
I said you lost control of the game, and here's what happened is those are refs allowed that type of play to happen. That just opens up the rest of the game to say, do you see what I got away with? I'm going to be able to get away with other things too. And that's exactly what I said. That's a dangerous game. That is a unsafe game for players to be a part of, because it allows for the other team to make some really nasty, maybe.
This wasn't her first game watching Caitlyn get clobbered while the refs played statue. It was just the last straw. If she didn't blow up, someone else would have. Stephanie didn't just coach that night. She performed emotional CPR on a team, a fan base, and maybe even the entire league. And the craziest part, she's still the calm one in all this. Forget opinions for a second. Let's talk cold, hard numbers. The Indiana Fever currently sit at a staggering -31 in free throw differential this season. You read that right. 31 more chances handed to opponents at the line, while Indiana gets mauled in the paint and told to walk it off. That stat doesn't just scream bias, it paints it in neon and blasts it through a megaphone. And it's not just fans noticing. A revealing SB Nation article broke down exactly how WNBA referees are scouted, trained, and held accountable. Spoiler alert, that accountability part feels more like a group project where the refs are grading themselves. The article was published back in January, but its relevance now, off the charts. It raised serious concerns about how inexperienced or inconsistent officiating gets swept under the rug while the league chases more eyeballs. And with Caitlin Clark bringing millions of new fans to the WNBA, you'd think the refs would tighten up. Instead, it's like they've doubled down on chaos. The more fans tune in, the more it feels like the whistle policies are being written on the fly. One team plays basketball, the other plays ref ball, and Indiana's stuck on the wrong side of both. When everything hits the fan, fans booing, coaches exploding, highlight reels turning into foul compilations, you'd expect the commissioner to step in, right? Yeah, about that. Kathy Engelbert has been more missing than a ref's whistle during a Caitlin Clark drive. Silence. No statements, no pressers, not even a carefully worded tweet. It's like the WNBA is being run by a ghost in a business suit. While the league burns through controversy after controversy, Engelbert's leadership style feels less like damage control and more like witness protection. Players are pleading, coaches are losing it. Fans are organizing digital search parties to find out if the commissioner even knows the games are still happening. And the longer she stays quiet, the louder the criticism gets. Because here's the thing, this isn't some petty debate over a missed call. It's a credibility crisis. One of the biggest stars the league has ever seen is getting tackled on live TV, and the person paid to protect the integrity of the game is nowhere to be found. Her job isn't just to wear a nice blazer and shake hands, it's to lead. And when the entire league's image is getting dragged through the mud, silence speaks volumes. And right now, it's screaming unbothered. At this point, fans aren't just mad, they're activated. The boos are louder, the tweets are spicier, and the memes ruthless. Every time Caitlyn hits the floor without a whistle, there's a viral clip within minutes. Slow-mo replays, freeze frames, Zapruder style analysis. This isn't just basketball anymore, it's forensic officiating. And the verdict from the public? Guilty. WNBA refs are now the league's biggest meme, and not in a good way. It's no longer bad call here and there, it's a weekly ritual. Fans have started predicting when the whistle will get swallowed. And the sad part? They're usually right. One clean block gets called a foul. A WWE suplex in the lane? Play on. It's flipped. And fans have noticed they're not buying the just part of the game excuse anymore. If anything, they're starting to believe there's a deeper agenda, one that involves keeping Caitlin Clark and maybe the entire Indiana Fever in check. And now the word boycott is creeping into comment sections, call-in shows, and Reddit threads. Because when your league's most loyal viewers feel like they're watching a rigged system in action, they don't stay quiet. They log in, they speak out, and they don't forget. So here we are, Caitlin Clark getting mauled like it's WrestleMania, referees out here playing Calvin ball, and a commissioner who's vanished like she hit Do Not Disturb back in May. The WNBA wanted more fans. Well, congrats, they got them. Now the whole world's watching, and the league looks like it couldn't manage a bake sale, let alone a basketball game. This isn't just about missed calls, it's about missed opportunities. Caitlin Clark brought a tidal wave of attention, and instead of riding it, the league's trying to surf it blindfolded. The players deserve better, the fans demand better, and the game, at its core, can't grow if it's being sabotaged from the inside. So if you're just as fed up watching a superstar get treated like a problem instead of a gift, then let it be known. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button harder than the refs, hit the ignore whistle, and subscribe if you're tired of watching greatness get tackled while the people in charge scroll TikTok. And hey, smash that notification bell too before they throw a flag on it for excessive celebration. Because if we're gonna fix this mess, it starts with calling it out loud, real loud.